there is going to be something that we have to get in front of, which is the effects of technology on the environment. And I'm not an environment tree hugger, but I do like to get clean water when I go to the faucet, and I'm pretty sure you do too.
Recent reports have shown how energy use by AI data centers that we've been talking about are potentially causing electricity prices to rise for some Americans. But a new study says our drinking water is also impacted. Meteorologist Max Paris explains why so much water is being used and how advocacy groups want this issue addressed.
As the demand for artificial intelligence accelerates, the data centers that operate this new technology are consuming vast amounts of natural resources to get the job done, including fresh water, which cools off these massive servers and evaporates as it does so, with a new study showing this could threaten the drinking water supply nationwide. When you give AI a prompt, servers at data centers utilize enormous amounts of energy responding to them. As News Nation has previously reported, the increased demand potentially causing some Americans' electricity bills to soar by up to 20%. This energy consumption generates heat.
If you've had an increase in your electric bill and you're wondering where the heck it came from, this is it. And just comment below if this is affecting you, because this is affecting me. And when I saw this story, I said, damn, this is why my water bill went up and also my electric bill went up. Yeah, mine went up big.
Reducing the efficiency of these servers. So to counter that, data centers use incredible amounts of fresh water to cool them off, which could be threatening the water supply. According to new research from Purdue University, an average data center uses 300,000 gallons of water every day, enough to supply 1,000 homes, with 2/3 of new data centers being built in water-scarce regions like Arizona and Texas. In the Lone Star State, data centers will use 46 billion gallons of water this year alone and are projected to use nearly 400 billion gallons by 2030. That's about
Wow. That's that's a large number, man. That's a very big number. That's a very big number. I heard that it's the size of a public recreational pool times 40.
about 7% of the total water used in the entire state. But a spokesperson for the Data Center Coalition believes these concerns are being addressed, saying the data center industry prioritizes efficient water practices and responsible management. Data centers are also actively investing in and deploying innovations such as waterless cooling systems, closed-loop systems, and the use of recycled or reclaimed water. In Illinois, more than 200 data centers have already been built or are in development as the AI industry continues exploding, which is an alarming trend according to a Great Lakes advocacy group based in Chicago.
We're on a collision course for competing water uses here in the Great Lakes region. So even though we're surrounded by this abundance, lots of folks are looking to tap into that abundance. And it's critical that we get a handle on where we're headed with this water use before parts of the industry make those decisions for us.
As water usage spikes and groundwater supplies are strained, there could be a need to siphon more water from the Great Lakes, which is a slippery slope since only 1% of lake water is replenished by precipitation every year, with advocates saying governmental regulation is what's needed most to manage this burgeoning industry.
All right, Max Paris, thank you so much.
Thank you for watching.
All right.
Subscribe below.
And that's the thing. I do believe that this is the conflict that technology is going to have with us moving in the future. This is probably going to be one of the biggest conflicts, because technology and a clean environment don't necessarily coexist. As much as we try to make electric vehicles be the answer, for example, to dealing with climate control, and those electric vehicles that are dealing with climate control, that situation, it's a temporary fix until you can actually say, what do I do with how do I handle it? Like, where it's a permanent fix. Let me step back. Imagine it takes now power from fossil fuels in order to power an electric battery that's supposed to bring down that goes into your car that's supposed to lower emissions. So I feel like that defeats the purpose. We're still using the power. We're still using it. Okay. So that being the case, the water is going to be the issue for a lot of these communities. And I'm looking at some of these data centers that have been built in places like Atlanta, in the heart of the city of Atlanta. Okay, in the heart of the city, we got one of the largest data centers in the heart of the city of Atlanta. That's in a metropolitan area. Hold on one second. Let me. Hold on one second. Yeah. Boom. Okay. Got relatives on here. I gotta have them bring their voice down. These relatives loud. I'm about to go say something to somebody if this doesn't stop. But you got these data centers that are like in places like Atlanta, and they use that much water in order to cool them off. Imagine how does this affect the people who live in the city and how they use their drinking water. That's a safety issue. That's a health issue. That's a big health concern. I've always been a proponent of not even drinking tap water, man. I'm telling you, we don't even focus on drink. We got a purification piece, like a filter where we can pour water into and it filters the water. But we really even don't drink tap water, honestly. We stay away from it. It's not the primary thing. We may add it a couple times in our cooking, but it's not like a consistent thing that we drink or we have. A lot of families don't even have the ability to do that. And for that reason, the health concerns that I see coming down the line could be astronomical. I mean, we don't know the effects of it on it. And as much as I love technology and I love the use of I love the use of how we're making this turn into this new AI autonomous society, and the overdependence on these things affect us mentally as well as it affects people. It looks like it's going to come down the line as far as in health wise. The money that's being put into these communities to build these things, this is why that money, our politicians need to hear about it. They need to be concerned with it as well as we are. Just the same way. I can't wait for the day for the liberal politicians in these cities, because most of these cities are liberal. When you go into a metropolitan, it is mostly a liberal place. And I have no problem with it. I enjoy going through Atlanta. I enjoy going through some of these cities when I go to visit. I enjoy it. Okay? Good people, great conversation. It's cool moving around, the art, the vibe, the energy. But I say if you're a liberal, you should now take the time to talk to your politicians about what's taking place and draw attention to it. Because even as a conservative, a person who is for capitalism and business, this is not good business. And I believe some of these billionaires know that it's not good business. They're trying to figure it out as they go. And in some cases, manipulate or downplay the intensity and what can happen from water being polluted, drinking water being polluted.